Hey everybody, it's Lala Black Sheep and I am back with my review for R&B Divas LA Season 1 Reunion Part 1, or R&B Divas LA Reunion Part 1. I'm hoping this is Season 1 because I wanted to continue. Okay, so hey everybody, I was really excited about this. I could not wait to see the girls. I just knew that this was going to be a better reunion than the R&B Divas Atlanta one, mainly for the fact that Wendy Williams was the host. Wendy Williams, I like her. She's one of those people where I didn't expect to like her, but I do. Sometimes I don't want to like her, but I do, because she just goes in. Now, she can go in on people that I really do love, and I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Excuse me, guys, if you didn't see my other video for Basketball Wives, you're going to find out that I got to comb this wig because it tangles with every movement. And I can't be having all of these knots and stuff in this hair. I can't do it. I can't. I'm getting used to it. So I hope you like it. Just trying to do something different. Okay, so anyway, yeah. Wendy Williams is the host. Excuse my lighting. It's something going on outside with the sun. It's like in the cloud, out the cloud, in the cloud, out the cloud. And I'm just like, woo, hey. So I hope I don't give anybody a seizure. If I do, I ain't got no money, so please don't sue me. Thanks. Okay. The ladies look beautiful. Okay. Like I said, Wendy Williams was hosting, and, you know, she went around the room and said hi to everybody. And they all looked really, really nice. I was very happy because, you know, throughout the season, we had some weave issues going on, and we had some wardrobe issues going on. We had a lot of guts hanging out, and just a lot of like, no, that's not, you know. And you gotta understand, these women, they don't have a whole lot of money to be working on makeup and wardrobe and all that other stuff, because they're trying to get reestablished in the industry, and they're trying to relaunch their careers. Okay, they were, you know, big deals at one point, but not exactly, you know, at the time that they were shooting for the show. So we can understand that. But at the reunion, they all looked very, very beautiful. Michel'le had a nice little blue sparkly thing going on. I was a little worried about how she was gonna look. Her hair looked very nice. Kelly Price, she had on a red dress with a sorority pin. I did see a couple of you know, shots before the reunion where she was kind of standing up or whatever, and the one thing that came to mind, I was like, hey, Kool-Aid, oh yeah, or whatever. But she was sitting down. She had on a red dress. She looked nice. Her hips were spread for like 4 different seats. That was like, good goddamn, the way it was just like, wow. And I'm just like, oh, I don't even know what you could do with that. Yeah. Okay, so Little Mo, I really loved her dress. It was very, very pretty. It was like a multicolored kind of thing. It went from like pink to purple to blue, and just kind of shading in and out. Very pretty in the way it kind of went out at the bottom, at the skirt part of the dress. It was nice. It was flattering to her figure, because Mo, she's got that interesting, like, I had a really nice figure, and then I had kids, so now I got the little gut added to it. And I do believe that when you're a singer, it's not really great to wear all types of girdles and, you know, be all bound up and everything, because it really does affect the airflow. You need to be able to breathe to sing. So sometimes some of these women, when they go up there and they sing, they just got to have a gut. You just going to have to wear an appropriate dress. That's why I can't stand it when a lot of these women wear these skin tight dresses. You done had a bunch of kids, or, you know, you haven't been hitting the gym for a couple of years because things haven't really been hitting, you know, for you. And then you put on this like skin tight dress, and you got all these love handles and muffin tops and rolls and guts and bellies and everything. It's like, no, 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 no. Whew. So yeah, she looked really pretty. She had little sparkly shoes on. She talking about how they the little Barbie shoes where, you know, your feet just be hurting, so you just gotta wear them with sitting down all the time. Just sit and look cute. Claudette had on a white evening gown, like a one-shoulder evening gown. It was very, very pretty. She is a very beautiful woman. They're all beautiful women, honestly. She's a very beautiful woman, and it was just very simple. She just had her hair out, and she had the white gown, and, you know, little sparkly shoes with, I don't know what they, rhinestones or whatever, just some sparkly shoes, and she looked very, very pretty. She looks happier, and I'm happy to see that. You can see the eyes. She's kind of like, whoo, got that weight just lifted off, and I love to see Claudette like that. That makes me happy to see her like that. And Shantae, you know, and she's got she had like a navy blue kind of satin thing, and they had like a sheer panel in the front, you know, where the décolletage is, and she had these really cute like pink shoes. They all looked really, really beautiful. You know, I'm reiterating that they all look very beautiful. So Wendy, you know, she called Dawn out. Yeah, we said 5 women. Let me see, 1, 2, yes, 3, 4, 5, 5 women. And Dawn wasn't there, and she did ask, like, does anybody know where Dawn is? Because she's not here. The ladies didn't know. Kelly said that she knew that Dawn wasn't coming. She didn't know why, and she was hoping that at the last minute she would come, but alas, she didn't. You know, and it was a problem. It was really corny. It was sad. They did kind of flash back through the season with all of the stuff, you know, all the big little spots and everything that they do at a reunion, period. You know, and when they came back, Wendy said that she feels like the producers should hold like the last 2 paychecks or something to ensure that everybody comes to the reunion. Like, everybody should come. You should be obligated to show up and speak for yourself. I don't like Dawn. I'm not here for her. I didn't really mind her not being there. I feel like I'm not missing anything. But at least if you are doing all of these interviews and you feel like the editors, the producers, whatever, was throwing all this shade and everybody was all wrong about you and Kelly and everything, the least thing you could do is show up and try to redeem yourself. Whether people believe what you're saying or not, you know, if you don't have a voice at all, you don't use that voice at all, then it doesn't really matter what your truth is, because you ain't there to speak it. So everybody could just be like, you know, Dawn's a bitch, she's a punk, she's a pussy, she's weak, she's a coward. And all you can do is just sit there on Twitter after the fact going off on everybody because you had better things to do that night, like wash Kelly's drawers or something like that. I don't know. But it was disappointing. It was, I didn't really care, but a part of me was just like, that was corny. Like, you should have at least shown up. Kelly showed up. Everybody hate Kelly. She was the Sasquatch of the season. She is the friggin' wicked witch of McDonald's of the season, and she showed up. So, girl, all it does is just make you look even more weak. And hopefully next season, because it really needs to be a new season, it needs to continue on. Hopefully they'll just let you stay wherever the hell you were when they was filming the reunion. Okay, you know, Wendy says that she's disappointed. As a fan, she was disappointed in Dawn. You know, and when she said that she thought that Dawn was fierce, and Mo was like, no, she's a coward. You know, she's cowardly. Claudette said that Dawn was a sweetheart, and you know, Mo had to tell her, like, she was a sweetheart to you because you missed a lot. Okay, she was a sweetheart to me at once before too, but then, you know, and you could tell that Mo is still upset about a lot of stuff because she was starting to get worked up again, and she just cut, like, you know what, man, whatever, never mind, and just moved on, because you could tell Mo probably be going off all the time about Dawn. Like, every time somebody be like, so what happened, she'd be like, this bitch. You could tell she still would just go in, and sometimes it's just like that. Sometimes people just piss you off. I was just flipping out about something that happened at work last Friday, okay, and even yesterday I was talking about it and I was still in my feelings about it like it had just happened 5 seconds ago. Sometimes it's just like that. So Wendy says, yeah, she thinks Dawn is weak, and you got Kelly over there making faces and stuff and whatever. So Wendy asked Michel'le about her voice, you know, like, were you born that way? Why is your voice really like that? And, you know, Michel'le explains that she speaks over her larynx. And she said, like British people or some foreign people, how they can sing in perfect English. I'm guessing she's saying they can sing with an American accent, but then they speak with their native accent, like their British accent, and that's kind of how her voice works. I still don't understand. At one point somebody had explained that she was born, you know, with one of her vocal cords being deformed, or something was wrong with one of her vocal cords, and she was born that way, and that seems to make more sense to me than what the hell Michel'le just said. But I don't know a whole lot about speech, and I don't know a whole lot about how the throat works and the sound and everything. So she could be saying something that makes a lot of sense. It just didn't make sense to me. But Wendy asked her if anybody has ever, in her career, has ever suggested that she get it fixed. And she's like, why would she? Her voice has been very good to her, and there's no reason for her to try to fix it. She's happy with it, And Wendy made a joke about how she can never make any prank calls in her life with that voice. So then she moves on to Claudette. Wendy kind of irritated me a little bit, but she was being Wendy, and that's why you can't get too mad at her, because this is what Wendy does. And she was just like, Claudette, like, talk to me. You were in a group called City High, and she was like, one girl, two guys, and you slept with both of them. Like, damn, girl, what happened? She called her sloppy boots. Okay, that was sloppy boots. But she asked Claudette about that, and Claudette's like, let me make it clear, I did not sleep with them at the same time. She said that Robbie was, she and Robbie were like teenage sweethearts. They were together as teenagers. Yes, I'm adjusting my wig. They were together as teenagers before City High formed, before the group formed. And Robbie was an alcoholic. I guess he dabbled in drugs. He had some issues with drugs, and he was also emotionally abusive towards her. He would yell at her and degrade her and berate her and tell her that she was never going to be anything, she wasn't going to be shit in front of other people. And he was basically very, very successful in completely destroying her self-worth and breaking her down. And she was young, she was very vulnerable. And I guess when you're with a man or you're with a guy and you feel like he loves you and he cares about you, and he tells you that you're not worth anything, then you're gonna believe him. Unfortunately, when we're young, we believe all the wrong stuff, and that's the kind of stuff that follows us in through life, and has a lot to do with the mistakes we make and the decisions that we make. So that was very unfortunate. After they broke up, City High formed, if I'm not mistaken. So they had to work together with their history. And I guess that was a very tumultuous relationship to have, to just be working together but still have all of this history, some good, some bad, probably more bad than good, and to still have to stay focused and still perform and do everything else. And Ryan, who was the other member of City High, he was actually a good friend of Claudette. They were best friends, and he was also like a shoulder for her to cry on. He was there for her to kind of support her and build her up when she was feeling broken down from probably just all of the stuff with fame and being in the industry and being in the spotlight and everything, and dealing with her demons as far as Robbie was concerned. So Wendy's like, and then that's when you guys just like slipped into the bed and all this other stuff. And Wendy was irritating me because when Claudette explains her story, it's not as messy as it sounds. Like, yeah, so she slept with two people, they were from the same place. When you just say it like that, it does sound bad. But sometimes when you focus on the details, it's actually pretty normal. It wasn't together. She didn't do it at the same time. She was broken up with this one. A lot of time had passed. Basically, she was best friends with Ryan. They wound up falling in love with each other. And then they got married. Not really sure if she got pregnant before they got married or after they got married, but either way, she married her baby daddy. Okay, she doesn't have any children with Robbie. So it seemed like when Claudette was like, yeah, I'm not a hoe, and I kind of did things the right way, Wendy was like, yeah, okay, well, we're going to get back to you on that one, because I guess it wasn't as interesting that Claudette wasn't just like, yeah, I just kind of spread my legs for any and everybody. So she moved on to Michel'le. Now, you knew it was going to be some crazy stuff there, because Michel'le ain't never been ashamed to talk about her hood, her ghetto soap opera of a love life. She's got children she has a child with Suge Knight, and she has a child with Dr. Dre. Whoa. Okay. She said that she was with Dr. Dre first. They were engaged. They were living together. Big ring, big house, all that good stuff. She didn't get pregnant with his child until they were 5 years into their relationship. Then they broke up, if I'm not mistaken. Dre was cheating with multiple women. She says she's not bitter. She's not angry about it, but that's the story. Dr. Dre was cheating with other women, and actually wound up, after they broke up 2.5 years later, getting engaged to one of the women that he was sleeping with while they were together. 3 years after Michel'le and Dr. Dre had broken up, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, guys. If I got something wrong, hey, I'm not perfect. You can just go ahead and comment and set me straight. I'm fine, because I'd rather know the real thing, or I'd rather know if I messed up something or not. But 3 years after she had broken up with Dr. Dre, she had started dating Suge Knight. And she said she basically dated him, what did she say, two days out of every week or something like that, because they were together for 7 years, and 6 of those years, Suge Knight was in prison or jail or whatever, because she said that they're 2 different things. I don't know. I ain't never been to either one of them, so whatever. But 6 of those years he was behind bars, and she said that they had gotten married over the phone, and she didn't know that you can't get married over the phone when somebody's in jail. So she was fake married to him for a very long time, and found out by the FBI, what is it, by a judge, the FBI and the IRS or something like that, that it wasn't a real marriage. So, but she can laugh about it, and that's what I love about Michel'le, because it's like her story, sometimes your story can be so crazy that all you can do is laugh about it. Like, what the hell was I thinking? You know what I mean? So I love that about Michel'le. She's so cute. I love it. Yeah, so Wendy was like, I just can't with you right now. I can't wrap my head around all of this. She said, this is a ghetto mess or whatever. So then Wendy went with Kelly. She went to Kelly, and she's talking to Kelly about her wearing her sunglasses, and how she was always wearing sunglasses whenever, you know, she had a conversation with the women. And usually when someone does that, it is read as being evasive, which is honestly what I think it was. But Kelly, who obviously spent a majority of the time that the show was being played on the television coming up with excuses about her raggedy ass behavior, said that the reason that she wore sunglasses all the time and never took them off was because all of her sunglasses has prescriptions in them, and she didn't wear her contact lenses because her allergies were bothering her. And most of the days that they were shooting, she would forget to bring her prescription glasses, so she would have to stay in the sunglasses that she drove in with, or that she was outside with. And that's why she kept her sunglasses on. And everyone knew this, and everyone was aware of this, okay? Because everything has been documented and everything has been explained to everyone. So everyone should know that everything that she did had an excuse already, okay? And that she's really a very, very nice person. It's just that everything that happened was just unfortunate and a bad coincidence, and there's an excuse to explain it off. Because that's how Kelly Price does. Anyway, excuse me guys, I'm sorry. Oh, my leg was hurting. I gotta take some Motrin. My back has been bothering me lately, and I hate it because I feel like a really, really old, crotchety woman. But I'm just a young, crippled woman. Okay, so yeah. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend anybody by saying crippled, but I got a busted back, and it is what it is, and I can't do what average 30-year-old people can do, so whatever. It was whatever. I get tired of Kelly with her excuses about everything, and always having a story for why she did what she did. There's always something. And it just, those types of people, it's just like, just man up and just be like, yeah, I didn't like how things were going, and I had a problem with the women, and I had a problem with the way things were, and I didn't want to take my sunglasses off, because this is just how it was. I didn't want to have these conversations with those people, and that's why I acted the way I acted. But no, we don't do that, okay? We come up with excuses. So Wendy goes to Claudette, and she's like, Claudette, you're one of the most depressing people I've ever seen. Like, oh my gosh. Which, and Claudette was really sad for most of the show, most of the filming. And she said that she was depressed. She was really, really sad. And she was coming out of a lot of stuff, you know. And Wendy did ask her about Ryan. Does he pay child support? Because you know, a man should not have his you know, children's mother living in a Subaru with her kids. And, you know, I think Claudette is going to go into later on about being homeless and how when she did get the call for the show, she was in the car with her children and all of their belongings were in the car. She wasn't homeless as in like living on the streets per se. She did have to, I think she did have to go into a shelter in order to be set up with housing. But she was living with her mother and her sister or something like that, just kind of bouncing from house to house. So technically that is homeless. If you don't have a home, a stable home that belongs to you and your family, then you are homeless. Okay, but she was asking about Ryan paying child support. And, you know, Claudette said that, you know, Ryan pays when he can, but he struggles. You know, he doesn't have a whole lot of money, but when he has it, he does give it to her. And Mo jumped in like, yeah, but he wrote that Usher song, Caught Up. So I don't know why he ain't got enough money to be paying his child support, because, you know, he should have some money. And I don't feel like a man should ever, you know, let his children's mother do everything or whatever and have all of that fall. And I was like, Mo needs to calm down a little bit, because she may be friends with Claudette and they may have grown close throughout the show, but there's still certain things that you don't speak on like that. You just don't. I can tell you how I feel about Ryan and about him not being up on his child support or not paying it regularly. We can have that conversation, but I don't want you sitting next to me and speaking for me about what my baby daddy doing or ain't doing, because I feel like that was a little out of place for her. That wasn't her place to speak on it. But yeah, so she kind of got worked up, and then she was just like, you know, no shade to you or whatever. But she said, you know, I mean, it's a personal thing for her because she's dealing with child support too. She's dealing with child support issues too. So they jump onto, okay, sorry. I started writing on the back of the page and I got confused. They talk about Broadway in the Hood, okay? And Wendy is asking, like, the ladies were saying that they didn't know that Kelly wouldn't be there. And Wendy's like, is it true, Kelly, that the ladies didn't know that you weren't going to show up? You know, and Kelly's like, actually, no, that's not true, because I told them that I wasn't going to be there. And, you know, the pink carpet was rescheduled. I'm sorry, I just got really hungry. The pink carpet was rescheduled from Wednesday to Thursday. And Kelly had a prior engagement that was already scheduled for Thursday. So when that day was changed over, everybody supposedly knew that Kelly wouldn't be able to make it to the pink carpet because she had to catch a plane and go do her, what was it, her open mic night thing or whatever. And she said that the ladies knew that she wasn't going to show up. Now, Wendy asked the ladies if that was true. And, you know, Mo said, they all said that they found out, but they found out at the last minute. Wendy asked them, because they were all like really quiet or whatever. And, no, Wendy asked the ladies if they were afraid of Kelly Price, if they were scared of Kelly. And nobody said anything. And Wendy said, well, maybe not scared, but she feels that the women are intimidated by Kelly's meanness, you know, because she's a bully. And she straight up just called Kelly a bully or whatever. And Mo was like, ha! Oh, I'm sorry. It is true though, because Kelly is a bully. And Little Mo said that there was apparently there was a mass text message that was sent out about when the Broadway in the Hood thing was supposed to be, when the pink carpet was supposed to be, what days and everything, and everybody boarded a plane and went down there, you know, in enough time for everything. They were supposed to lose a day of filming because they boarded a plane on Monday or something like that. They were flying from Monday and Tuesday or something like that out to be able to film on Wednesday, and then found out at the last minute that they had to move the pink carpet to Thursday. And the text message came from Kelly while they were in the church van riding to the pink carpet, and they said that the whole thing, and while they were talking about how crazy it was, they said they had like a homeless lady was chasing the the crew or whatever through the parking lot, and they almost crashed or whatever in a church van while they was getting this text message from Kelly, and then Mo had to slide out the van or whatever because she's so short, and the van was up real high, and she all in her heels and stuff, and you know, it was just and then when they got there, they called out the wrong cast, talk about ladies and gentlemen, it's the R&B Divas of Atlanta and everything, and it was crazy. And the whole time the girls are talking about how crazy and scary and wild the night was being there, Kelly's on her phone. So, you know, Wendy's like, wait a minute, excuse me, y'all, Kelly, we're doing a reunion right now. What are you doing? And Kelly's like, I'm pulling up the text messages that I sent to all the ladies and all of their responses. And it was just like, you know, you don't have to do that. The ladies didn't say that you never said anything. They just didn't find out in a timely fashion. So it was here she go with, and that's so what, you have messages. Mo said she had text messages and she saved them all. But she ain't go and start grabbing the phone and scrolling through and ignoring everybody. Like, got etiquette. Kelly, the woman, whoo, child, she exhausts me. Kelly is exhausting. She's the type of person that I would just have to put out of my life because I'm tired. I get tired when Kelly is around. When she is on screen, I get tired. I feel like I ran a marathon when I'm dealing with her and her excuses and her arguments and her justifications and everything. And she talk about how she sent the email out or a text message talking about thank you ladies for being there, and I'm so sorry that I wasn't able to come, and I really appreciate it. I feel so blessed and everything that you women didn't have to do it either, so I don't want anybody to think that I didn't value the women and their time. And oh child, shut up. I don't care. So Wendy, you know, is just like, did Kelly apologize about not showing? And she's just like, Shantae, did Kelly apologize? And Shantae's like, she couldn't make it. Like, so the fuck what? You know, so Wendy's just like, you know, Shantae is just such a cool woman. She's just a cool lady. She's cool about everything. I do feel like I need more from Shantae, but I think that we'll get that on part 2. But it did seem like some of the things where Shantae was kind of pissed off and popping off about during the show, she was really low-key and calm about, and that would come off as her being afraid to confront Kelly. But on the show, she wasn't afraid to confront Kelly, because when Kelly was acting a natural fool, you know, at the rehearsals, she was one of the only people that was like, well, no, you're just being ridiculous, and you don't need to behave like this, you don't need to act like this, you need to stop it and calm down. So I was feeling some type of way the first time I saw the review with Shantae and how calm she was, but then I had to kind of bring it back because I was like, you know what, it's not time yet. And I did see her, you know, a little clip of her going off on Kelly about the Vaselines and the Timberlands and the straight razor and all of that stuff. So it's gonna come, it's gonna happen, and we all know that Shantae's not a punk. So yeah. Wendy talks about the whole Wonder Woman, when she did the little spin and everything in Vegas. Really, I made it through almost 2 whole videos without that damn bone right now. Hopefully it's somebody that, I don't know. This is gonna have to ring. I'm sorry guys, I love you, I'm almost done. So Wendy talks about Shantae in her little Wonder Woman bathing suit, her little bikini, and she looked really great, and it was fun. And she said that, you know, Shantae was saying that they had a lot of meeting. Seriously though, how many times has the phone got to ring? Thank you. That was like a little excessive, wasn't it? Shantae was saying that they had like a lot of meetings and everything that they were in, and it was just like starting to get really stressful and really grueling. So she just wanted to kind of be fun and, you know, just kind of get a little crazy. So she came out and did the little Wonder Woman twirl or whatever, and she's just gorgeous and she's fun. I love Shantae. She seems like one of those people that would just be so fun to have in your life. Like, and when she needs to be serious, she can get serious too. But she seems like she's just like a well-rounded person. And I think that that does come from just experience and just, you know, growing and maturing and everything. She knows when to kind of get right and act like she has some sense and be professional and everything. And she knows when to just be wild and just have a good time. And she handles confrontation well, you know, too, as we saw on the show. So Shantae is just a really nice girl. I'm rooting for her. I am. Wendy mentioned her relationship with Kadeem Hardison, who is her ex-husband and, you know, her baby daddy. They have a daughter together. And as we saw on the show, Shantae and Kadeem, they have a great relationship. They are best friends. They are a cute couple. They look great together. They look very comfortable and very happy in each other's company. And Wendy was just asking, like, you know, you guys look like you could probably get back together. And she's like, no, like, we're a family. You know, that's my daughter's father. That's her family. So it's my family. And we're just parents. We're just doing things that way. And we're getting along. And, you know, Wendy was saying that, you know, that's how divorces should work out. Like, that's how two divorced people should be, especially when there's a child involved. And I love that Shantae, you know, said basically that, yeah, it's, you know, they have a daughter together. And there's no reason to keep all of that animosity and stuff against each other and let it affect the child. Because the child didn't ask to be here, you know. So don't make it miserable, any more miserable for them than it has to be if the fact that their parents aren't together. I'm all for that, yes. So, yeah, they have a great relationship, and we did see that on the show. I'm looking kind of fat. Ooh. Woo! I'm going through it right now, y'all, but I still love you guys. I'm not going to be wearing this hair for very long because it's a pain in the ass. I'm sorry. It's cute. It's nice, a little kiki, but it's not going to go very far because I'm going to wind up cutting this shit. That's something. I'm just going to have to take it off my head. I'm not going to take it off now. I don't want to scare y'all. I got my little silly braids in because, you know, I got my natural hair. And then Wendy moves on to Kenny Lattimore and the divorce. Okay, and she's like, Shantae, this is what I want to ask you because the streets is asking and the streets is talking. And it's believed that Kenny is actually gay. And that is the reason that you two, you know, had gotten divorced. And Shantae, she was doing that whole, and I think it has a lot to do with the fact that they did not have a good divorce, and divorces don't usually go very well anyway, but theirs seemed to be very tumultuous, especially with the whole custody battle that they had to deal with. And she just kind of had that whole thing like, I can say something to support him and kill this whole rumor, but why would I do that for him? He's an asshole. So she was just kind of like, and she's like, and that was the reason that you guys were divorced. And she's like, no, it wasn't. Is he gay? You gonna have to ask him that. Like, I can't speak for that. That's his thing. And it was just like all of that was giving all types of tease. Like, yeah, girl, woo, he gayer than the day is bright. I'm talking about I had men all up in my bedroom, and that's why I had to just let it go, because I walked in on a couple of things like that was all in her face. It probably ain't. It's probably not true, but she just had that whole like little slick like, no. Like, we didn't have a divorce, but we weren't divorced because he was gay or anything. No, that wasn't it. And I'm just like, I love it, Shantae. Like, yeah, shade the hell out of that man. I really want to know more about it. I really do. But she did say that that she wasn't planning on talking about the divorce on the show. The only reason that he was even mentioned and the divorce was mentioned is because his slimy ass had her served while they were filming. And I do remember Mo was talking about, like, in her she did an interview with AfterBuzz TV, and she said that she didn't specifically say Shantae, but she said that there was a lot of stuff going on during filming where people were finding people and serving them papers, and, you know, they're like, how the hell did you even know I was here? So I'm pretty sure that was about Shantae and about Kenny having her served, you know, those custody papers when he was, you know, suing her for custody of their son. But she said that since then that has been resolved. That's over. That's no longer an issue. She seems happy, so I'm pretty sure that did work out in her favor. But she also said that he's not paying her child support because he feels that she makes the same money that he makes, so why should he pay her? He's an ass. Okay, nowhere near men. I'm sorry, even gay men. I just can't. I just feel like the way he has been represented, because I don't know what he does, but from what I see and what I hear, he sounds like a messy queen. Okay, that's all I gotta say about that. But he can sing. He's a very nice singer. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, so, and then that's when she said that he's not paying child support, and Wendy was just like, so, you know, how many of the divas are like struggling with the child support thing? And it was just like, you know, Michel'le, I think Michel'le said that she was one of her guys, or both of her guys, owed her a lot of money in child support. Mo, she's going back and forth with her ex-husband. He's not famous, so it's less money than the other women, but he still ain't paying no child support. And she's basically just like, you know, just give me all parental rights or whatever, and I don't have to worry about, you ain't got to worry about child support. Like, I'll let it go. But she is currently suing him for it. You know, Claudette, she's saying that, you know, Ryan pays when he can or whatever, but she's still owed quite a bit of money. And then, you know, Shantae, who he's not paying any child support because he feels like there's no reason to, because she got money too. So she was, and then of course, and Shantae even said Kelly's the only one whose baby daddy is paying because she's married to her baby daddy. She threw that in there. But I hated the fact that the whole time they were talking about child support and the women and how they got to struggle and everything, like Kelly's like this is obviously, this doesn't have anything to do with me because I'm married. My husband is she's so much better. I hate the way she is always, you know, got her nose up in the air, and it's just like, you know, I'm so much better than these women, and you know, I don't even belong in the same category as that. You're on the show though. You're on the show. So you're not that much better than them. You're just not. Whether it was your idea, whether they called you first. They called you to be on the show, and you took it because you needed it, okay? And see, we're going to talk about this a little more right now because, real quick, no. So Wendy was like, basically, all these women are singing for their lives because they got to pay for these kids. They got to take care of their own children on their own, you know, and these paychecks that they're getting and all the performing that they're doing and revamping their careers and everything is important because they have families to support, okay? But Kelly, you tried it. Now, they did mention real quick that Michel'le and Faith were good friends and everything, or, you know, and that the whole beef, the whole East Coast, West Coast beef never really touched them because it has nothing to do with them. And they got to focus on their kids and everything and being good moms. And they don't even know what was going on with their husbands or with their significant others when it comes to that whole East Coast, West Coast beef. Boom, whatever. Now, then Wendy asked Kelly about how she used to sing backup for Mariah Carey. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but Kelly did start the whole show off throwing shade at Mariah during the whole open mic thing when the women went up to sing. Okay, and she said something about when I think it was when Shantae was doing her high notes or whatever, when she was doing a little whistle singing, and Kelly was like, yeah, like Mariah ain't the only one that could do it. And see, it seems like she's got a lot of animosity towards Mariah because this ain't the first time. I think Kelly has been throwing shade at Mariah for years, okay? And there was a tweet or something that Kelly had posted. Of course, she didn't say anybody's name, but she said that she was watching a singer and that the singer was singing and didn't have it anymore, and the gimmicks don't always work, or they don't always last, and that sometimes you open your mouth and it just ain't happening no more, and listening to that singer was making her throat hurt. And that someone else took that tweet and added Mariah Carey's name to it, and it was about Mariah. You know, and Kelly's like, I posted about who I posted about, and I didn't put their name in for a reason, because whoever it was about, that was between me and my TV screen. And I'm just like, damn, Kelly, you even passive aggressive with your television? Like, come on now. You know, and I got a problem with the fact that she's so comfortable shading Mariah Carey, because you seem to forget that you're on reality TV now, Kelly, not Mariah, okay? And whether Mariah can still hit those high notes or not, honey, many more people are checking for Mariah than they are for you, boo, especially after this show, okay? Especially after R&B Divas LA has aired. Much more people, many more people are checking for Mariah than they are for you. And you need to calm it down. You need to bring it down right quick. Simmer down now. Okay, Kelly? Because you digging. You just digging. I mean, honey, it does take a lot of digging to make a hole big enough for your ass. And honey, you just digging and digging and digging. You want to have all the Mariah supporters against you? On top of your own issues and on top of the way you blacklisted your own self? And then you're going to go on national television and basically confirm that you ain't feeling Mariah because you decided that you wanted to leave and do your own solo thing and she wasn't ready for you to leave, so I guess she wasn't supporting you. And then as soon as you met Puff Daddy, boom, you were in the studio the next day. Yes, honey, you can sing. You have a beautiful voice. Nobody has denied you that. But you're an asshole, okay? And you're a proud asshole. And it's really sad. And the worst part is you're an asshole that tries to use, you know, the Lord's name, okay, to try to justify your a-holeness. Because I'm not going to say that in the same sentence. But you really, Kelly, like, oh my God, you need to humble it down. You need to pump them brakes, honey. Because if you keep this up, you ain't even going to have no damn Burger King endorsements. Like, ain't nobody going to be checking for nothing that you're doing. Okay, the only thing anybody's going to care about is how much you're failing. Okay, because people like you, we like to see people like you fall hard. We do. You're just nasty. You're rude. You're just horrible. And then you get up there and you're just like making all these raggedy ass excuses, so I did not. Are all the ladies saying that didn't happen? Are all the ladies saying that I did? Bitch, boo bye. Seriously, I can't with you. You gonna shade Mariah? I'm not even a huge Mariah Carey fan. She can sing her butt off, but I've never been a Mariah stan or whatever, a butterfly, whatever the hell her stands are called. I've never been one of those people. And I was checking for you far more than I was checking for Mariah until I found out who was behind that voice. Okay? And she is not very pretty. She's a big old nasty ignorant ass bitch. And I don't like her. I just don't. I don't like her. I don't like her. So, yeah. Passive aggressive Kelly. Okay, she said that she's written songs for many, many people. She named a bunch of people. She even did some ghostwriting, you know, for some hip-hop records or whatever. And she also wrote a song for Shantae Moore. And Shantae was not aware of that. She was like, what song was that? And apparently it was some song that was on a soundtrack or whatever. Shantae didn't even know. But Kelly, you know, she's like, she got her check. And Shantae's like, shit, I guess so. It was that long ago. Like, you know, if it's in your resume, it's in your resume. But don't deliver it with so much arrogance, okay? Because Shantae wasn't aware. She didn't care. That's it. So then we, you know, they kind of highlight on the beef with Fred. And, you know, they recap Kelly attacking Fred. And Kelly's like, well, you know, now that I've seen it, I can explain it. And I'm like, now that you've seen it, so you weren't there when it happened, or you weren't there when it aired? Because there were many, many times when you could have seen it. Hell, it was you. But now you can explain it. She talked about how she had issues with, you know, revealing this rape that she had, that she mentioned or whatever. She was raped by her female cousin multiple times and everything. And I'm just like, I can't. That's not an excuse to attack Fred like that. It's not. Because nobody knew Fred. Nobody knew Fred. The ladies met Fred maybe 3 days before you did. And that's still not enough time to know somebody enough to be super, super comfortable with sharing the deepest, darkest secrets and most painful moments in your lifetime or in your past. But ain't nobody else show up and start acting a damn fool like you did. And if you didn't notice, when you ran in there and tried to ambush the whole rehearsal with Tori, ain't nobody pop off on him. So there's really no excuse for you to behave that way. I'm sorry that that happened to you when you were a child. I'm sorry. But if I'm not mistaken, Fred wasn't the one who did it. So he didn't deserve to be jumped at and attacked like that and disrespected and confront. It was really unnecessary. And there's really no excuse that you can think up that would justify that behavior. So drop it, Kelly. You're a bitch. That's it. Yeah, so Wendy asked about, I'm going to start wrapping up. I'm running out of time, sorry. So Wendy did ask about the monologues being her project. And the women, the ladies, they disagreed. They said no. Shantae said that management and the producers of R&B Divas told Shantae that they had an idea and that they wanted Kelly to present it to Shantae, and they wanted Kelly and Shantae to present it to the women. So then there was this whole argument back and forth about who had what meeting and what happened, and Kelly was there meeting with the producers and the managers days before Shantae was called in. So it was her idea or whatever, and it was her project, but, you know, they picked her to do it, and they asked her to kind of, you know, lead the whole thing or whatever, and who said this at what meeting, and you weren't at my meeting, so you don't know, and don't nobody care. Because, you know what, the fact of the matter is, Kelly, the show came out, you did your thing, and the ladies did their thing. And the ladies killed it, okay? Your thing was trash. It was. And you had plenty of time to rehearse yours and prepare yours during the time that you were trying to completely destroy their whole thing and sabotage their whole setup. And you still came out with a big-ass ball of funky, stinky trash, okay? And the ladies killed it. And that's why on the very last episode, on the finale, honey, you were merely mentioned, okay? And that was basically with an old-ass picture of you from, you know, circa 20 years ago, you and Dawn. So it doesn't even matter whose idea it was, because they still took it. They still did a great job. And there's nothing that you can do that can live that down. Hey, Dad, okay. There's nothing that you could do that could live that down. All right, your show was trash. One night only, thank God, okay? Because wasn't nobody checking for it. The only reason that you even got as many views as you did on YouTube is because everybody wanted to see how bad it was. I don't care whose idea it was. You dropped the ball. You were lazy. You were arrogant. You were disrespectful to these women in their time and how important their coin was. You showed out. You act like an idiot. And you can't win when you're dirty. Right, Nene Leaks? You can't win when you're dirty. And these women came out and they killed it. Tears to my eyes. I'm talking about, like, seriously touched my heart. Even Michel'le's part was like, what? That shit came out of left field. Okay? I don't even know what the hell you said in yours. The sound was bad. It looked like it was in somebody's bathroom. Like, girl. So, Shantae was saying that her issue was not about whose idea it was. Her issue was about the fact that Kelly kept saying that Shantae was trying to take the project from her and run with it. And Shantae was not trying to do that. Okay? Fred was brought in by the executives of R&B Divas LA. And Kelly turned it around and made it look like Shantae was trying to take things and control things. And that wasn't the case. And Shantae is like, she wants to clear her name because basically she didn't have anything to do with it. But Kelly decided to turn around and take everything out on Shantae. And that wasn't cool. And then Kelly comes out of nowhere with, she never said that Shantae was a control freak. That whole situation was a plant because she was pulled into a meeting, or they were all pulled into a meeting and told by the show, by the producers, that they needed to either turn it up or the show was going to get, you know, shut down. And everybody's like, ain't nobody telling me nothing about no turn it up. Like, everything that I had, every emotion that I showed on that show was genuine because you were acting like a damn fool. So I don't know who told who to turn it up. First you said that it was editing, okay? Then you said that those were real emotions or whatever, but you were shown at your worst. And now you're saying that you were pulled to the side and told to make this shit up because it wasn't good enough. And none of the other ladies know anything about it. I can't with you. I cannot with you. I can't. Because, God, it sounds like a carbon copy of Nikki Gilbert in her R&B Divas Atlanta. And I don't understand why you would even follow after that troll after she failed the way she did. Wasn't nobody checking for her. Everybody hates her now. So why would you go behind her and do the same thing that she did? I don't understand if this is some type of alternate universe or something. Maybe it's me and I'm just confused about how things work. But I'm not going to go up on TV and commit career suicide. I don't even see what the reason is. You talk about you were pretend booked. You pretend busy, you fake popular, you fake famous and everything. And then all you did was destroy whatever popularity you did have. Anyway, so Little Mo and Wendy called Kelly a control freak, which she is. Claudette said that she couldn't say if Kelly was or not because she missed a lot with her own personal dramas. Shantae was just like, you know, whatever. She didn't have much to say about it. She just had a problem with the fact that Kelly was quitting every 3 days because that was messing with her money, and she got, you know, stuff that she needs to take care of, and she needs to get her money, and Kelly was doing the most with all that. I ain't got to do this. Well, this don't have to happen. I'm booked. I'm feeling like I don't want to do this anymore, and she was doing that. But anyway, Wendy then decided to bring Fred in, and I was so happy that Fred was going to be a part of this whole thing, because I heard some interviews that he did, and there were a lot of things that he was saying that wasn't going along with what was happening in the show, and it was driving me crazy. So I'm very, very happy that Fred showed up. And the very last question of the episode of part 1 of the reunion was Wendy asking Fred if he was relieved that Kelly and Dawn had dropped out of the show, and he said yes, he was. And yes, that's right, because finally they were able to get some shit done. And I'm talking about they pulled a miracle out of their asses at the last minute, because that was all the time that they had left after Kelly and Dawn went in there and purposely tried to destroy everything. I love Fred. I'm here for him. I'm checking for him. He handled everything very professionally, and the stuff that Kelly threw at him was just completely unfair and unwarranted. I cannot wait to hear what he has to say. He's also a very attractive young man. Okay? And that was it for part 1 of R&B Divas LA Reunion. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I am exhausted, and I'm actually starting to lose my voice. Go figure. So I guess I can't sing like I was going to try for you. Maybe I can go in like a couple octaves. Let me see. Waiting for the spotlight, that's the reason I'm still here. The ups, the downs, the laughs, the tears. It's time for me to face my fears. Now I'm saying it loud and clear. It's my story, I'm sticking to it. It's my life and it's my gift. I believe in me, in me, in me, in me. All that I can be. I'm a diva. Okay, that was nice and flat and off key and everything, but I did it for you because I love you. Thanks a lot. It's Lala Black Sheep. I had fun with you guys. I hope you love it too. Bye-bye.